Yeah.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning. So I want to make sure I save all the thunder for Sean himself. This weekend was, I think, 32 times more than any of us, thought. Some highlights. Adam went for agreement formation with Tony Robbins, which was exceptional and funny. We connected with Tony Robbins' son in conversation of increasing his sales. I went in for that one. I have a call with his wife this week. Just so many beautiful moments. We raised $18 million in 45 minutes to end sexual slavery and human trafficking as a community. It was just insane. Speaking engagement was beyond magical. It was, one of the best we've ever had as a movement. And it showed us the power of what we can do on these one-day events. So many, many, many more of those to come to all our students in Mastery. And more importantly, it really showed me and us what this movement looks like, having so many of our students there, having them step up into their greatness, enrolling others into unblinding others would be the proper terminology, unblinding others to what they're not seeing, and just, us being able to sit back and see them, in the formula, wanting to step in, wanting to stand for others. It was absolutely magical. And, I said it at the thing. People always ask us, how can we support? How can we give back? And the answer is simple. If there's one thing Sean wants, I want, Adam, Jared, everyone, is to see you all fucking win. Like, that is what brings us the greatest joy on the planet, is hearing you win, hearing the ecosystems you're merging, hearing your appointments rise, your revenue rise, your relationship with your loved ones, your family, your kids, your coworkers. That is the greatest joy. I give myself goosebumps every time I think about it, because it's the truth. So as we give a few more minutes for Sean to jump on, what time is it? Who would like to do a 30-second share on what they're present to on this Mastery Monday? 30 seconds.
I just want to end off, Fernando, you continue on to the next person for 30 seconds. It's Craig, but you, Fernando, were absolutely on fire yesterday at the speaking engagement. At the end of it all, you came from a place of your heart and you hit every single person in the room with it. And I just want to acknowledge you for that.
I appreciate it, brother. Thank you very much. And thank you to you for connecting me with Marcos. That is a massive ecosystem merger in Brazil. And I'm blessed to be one of only 4 people in America to have a copy of his books. The only other people are Tony Robbins, Scott Harris, this lady, Victoria, who runs Success Resources, who hires Gary Vaynerchuk and Tony Robbins and Grant Cardone to speak, and then Fernando and Sean. So it's a very small list. I'm very humbled and honored to have one of those books. And Craig, you were sourced for that. So thank you very much. So let's check in. Sean, are you here with us? All right, so let's jump into another share. Is there anyone who's new here to the group, or is there anyone had invited someone that they'd like to introduce? Let's give 2-3 seconds for them to speak. If not, I'd love to hear another share on this Mastery Ecosystem Merging Monday. What are some ecosystems that you're merging with, or what is an ecosystem that you want to merge with and maybe have some friction towards doing that? So let's
happy ecosystem merger and mastery Monday.
That's
and
awesome.
Fernando, awesome job. Please continue driving for a little bit. But good morning to everybody out there. Thanks for being here. Hope you had an amazing weekend. So Fernando, please continue.
Thank you, Mr. Callagy. So one more, and then we'll kick it back to Sean as we're all boarding a plane. Anyone would like to share? Anyone new? Anyone would like to share what ecosystems are merging with? 30 seconds. Back to you, community.
Good morning, everybody. This is Renia.
Hi, Renia.
Good morning, Renia.
Good morning. I just wanted to share, my experience over the weekend. I was in Maine, actually, and I couldn't make it over to LA. I was visiting a very dear friend, and I was just telling her about the movement and about the power of one, right? So, Sean, you had this vision years and years ago, and
yes,
said, hey, you know what? Like, this is what's working for me. I want to share this with people. And it was the power of just you, like you thinking of expanding that allowed for all of this to occur. So when it comes to ecosystem merging, I have realized, and you've given me the power to realize, like, that it just takes me, one person, to make that move and potentially expand. Like, look at what happened over the weekend. $18 million because of the start of one person's wish for his birthday. I mean, that's crazy amazing. And I needed to honor that. And it helped me because it's given me the ability to do the same thing. And so to Fernando's point earlier about how, you know, you guys win when we win, like, hello, you've won. It's amazing. So thank you. I have, because of all of that, I have had the opportunity to meet people in very large organizations within the breastfeeding community, because that's my realm, and just grow exponentially. Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah. So first, Fernando, at least for now, could you mute brother? I know you're going through the airport. Incredible dedication, just coming back on the red eye. Beautiful. And I'll take it from here for a few. So Renya, that is a drop the mic distinction. And that would be an amazing poster video if you feel like taking that even deeper. And that's something that you can own and carry for you as well. And thank you. That's fantastic. Couldn't be more true. And yes, in every one of these situations, you know, when you see something happening for anybody as they grow and expand their ecosystem, we tend to look at it at the end and say it was easy, or if it wasn't even easy, I could never do something like that. That's just completely not true. And you just mentioned the $18 million and Tony Robbins. Let us not forget that he talks about now, after the passing of his mother, the abusive upbringing that he had, horrible, the instability of going through many different fathers, the challenges of working as a janitor, and then going from that to learning how to sell and how to influence at a super high level, working with Jim Rohn and going from working as a janitor. And this is back, you know, when he was 17, 18 years old, which is 42 years ago. So in the late 70s. And all of a sudden was making $10,000 a month. And I'm not sure what the equivalent would be in today's dollars, but I know it'll be dramatic. Hey guys, whoever's in the airport, if you guys could just mute real quick. Getting a lot of sound and feedback in the background, just for now. Thank you. So just absolutely remarkable. Serenia, thank you for that share. And what's beautiful about it is that you had an amazing, different opportunity in where you spent time this weekend. And you're jumping in and sharing a powerful distinction while you were not at something that, you know, had a lot of attention and energy, which is a beautiful testament to you, your focus, and your acceleration. So that's an incredible share, and thank you. Does anybody else want to have one more quick share? We'll open a 5-second window for anybody else that wants to share anything about this weekend, either if they were in Los Angeles or they were not. That was a powerful distinction for them or was present for them.
Hi, Sean. It's Martha.
Hey, Martha. How are you?
I'm doing very well. I wanted to share something that that happened yesterday. So after the boot camp, a lot of us went to, about like 15 of us, I would say, went to Rock and Fish and ate some food. We were hungry, and we were there for 4 hours. The manager of the restaurant ended up coming and not kicking us out, but kind of kicking us out because a larger group was coming as well. And I realized that after those 4 hours, and we went bowling after, by the way, nobody was on their phone whatsoever. Everyone was connecting, sharing, crying, laughing, eating, enjoying, and like, it was beautiful. And I'm 21, so having friendships and people around me, around my age group, that doesn't exist most of the time. They're all on the phone and not connecting. They're so connected online, they're disconnected in real life. And I just want to share that because it was amazing. There was 15 of us, I would say more probably, and no one was on their phone, and everyone was so engaged within each other, and it was very beautiful.
Oh, Mark, that's a fantastic share. And that's what ecosystem is about. That's what ecosystem is about, right? It's about that sense of connection, that sense of symbiotic relationship and acceleration. It's about finding what's beautiful and great and phenomenal, certainly acknowledging challenges, right? But focusing on solutions and acceleration. So that's a fantastic share. And, you know, not only were you eating for 4 hours, but before that, you had been in session, all you guys, for about 5 hours, and then you went bowling. So incredible. Great job. So thank you to everybody. And so I'll drop in, and anybody else that wants to share, we'll come back in a few, but let me go with a quick drop in. I can't believe what I saw and experienced this weekend. I've seen a lot of things in my life, but to experience, and I thought it was incredible that $1.75 million was raised in Sun Valley from a room of 450 people over the course of half an hour. I could not fathom that $18 million was raised in that room, which included Tony Robbins donating $5 million for his 60th birthday, and the likes of Ray Dalio and Paul Tudor Jones and just these Mark Benioff, Dr. Oz, these incredible people all donating $500,000 or more, some over $1 million. I couldn't believe it. I've seen things, I've experienced things, I've heard and believe in possibility. I've been to fundraisers in New York City for beautiful charitable causes and watched $1 million be raised in a room. But to experience $18 million being raised just as a number is so unfathomable, just to me. And I think I've got a pretty open perspective. And it's a testament to integrity-based human influence, a testament to ecosystem, it's a testament to abundance, you know, going from arduous to momentum to abundance, because even this party, you know, in the beginning, because Tony's incredible wife, Sage, was throwing this beautiful party and trying to keep it a secret, it hadn't yet hit a momentum, let alone abundance phase, and was in the early stages of arduous, trying to keep it a secret and how to get the messaging out. And by the time it sort of expanded into a more open dynamic, some would have said it was late and may not all come together. And not only did it come together, it came together and did something that was literally unthinkable and what everybody would have said was impossible, to raise $18 million. And then, I mean, just to drop in with a sense of possibility, I wonder, just, you know, with a couple of additional distinctions, if 18 million couldn't have been 20, 22, 25, and I'm sure it could. And I only share that to always leave open the possibility of access to more. And maybe 18 could have been 50, just to leave that sense of possibility. And because that's not what happened, and because that was the most incredible record-breaking dynamic imaginable, doesn't mean that with minor distinction shifts, more couldn't have happened. So we always maintain that perspective on the scale of mastery, even in the face of the absolutely impossible and most remarkable. And that is what is present for me. It's the gifts, it's the acceleration, it's the sense of possibility, love, gratitude, just a formula. All of it was live and in play at every conceivable level. And I just sat in awe of all of it, from the literal night in the room for Tony's birthday, to then going to the event with Beck and Siri for ending horse slaughter, our event in the morning, and just the energy, the love, the gratitude, the passion, the enthusiasm, all of it beyond description. So anybody want to share anything to, you know, based on those sentiments that's present for them or comes up for them?
Hey, Sean, it's Jay Levine.
Hey, Jay, how are you, brother?
Hey, I'll be quick. I take the mic a lot. So just what was really present to me this weekend, first off, major FOMO not being in LA. A lot of obviously incredible things, but what we realized, and I was talking to my buddy Keith. Keith, I'm going to shout him out for a second. He has taken the mastery course, and literally it's like on his iPod. Do we even have iPods anymore? It is on his phone, and he is listening to it constantly. When I call him now, he's like becoming a master. And it's just amazing to me, because only a few weeks ago I was like, hey, Keith, you got to check this out. You got to check this out. And he's like, you know, yeah, me. And this changed. But what I noticed now is you guys are in LA making humongous moves, and you have people that couldn't make it to LA, and we are still spreading the word of Unblinded everywhere else. So while you guys are in LA, just know we were holding down Jersey.
No, I got it, Jay, and I love it. And a huge distinction, you know, I took the red eye, slept some on the plane, thought some on the plane, and certainly been thinking since landing, is what this means for everybody's business acceleration. And I was thinking of starting to do a video series around this and putting this out there, that what this really is how success works. And for people that are looking to make breakthroughs, we talk about that a lot, you know, making it sound like, hey, this is the way you can personally make more money. And that's absolutely true. But it's also possible, however, for people who are making all the money they want in the world, a lot of those people want to give back and share. And I was in rooms with those people a lot this weekend. And what was present for me is these people have such a heart to teach. I'm talking people making $1 million, $2 million, $5 million a year or more. They have such a heart to teach, give, and share. And they have a choice. They could sit back and try to make their own content, which in most cases will never happen, or it will take years and years, or they can learn the formula and they can go and apply it and help other people co-create and make breakthroughs. And that's also what we're doing here. We're taking people who've been and are incredibly successful. And I had some people at the Ecosystem Merchant Bootcamp yesterday morning come up to me after and go, look, I get it now. I don't have this communication. I don't have this content. I could tell people work hard, follow your dreams, be inspired, trust yourself. And those are all true, but that doesn't turn somebody into a great baseball player because you tell them to believe in themselves and care. It doesn't turn somebody into a great guitar player. It doesn't help somebody to become an incredible mathematician. Well, it does help, but it's not enough. And what this is giving people is the ability to live their dream, not only of making money, but also to bring magic and transformation and breakthrough to other people, which for a lot of successful people is deep in their heart. And that's also what we're doing here. So as I wake up this morning, that is incredibly present for me. And I may have said something like that before, but the precision with which I see that now and the clarity with the people we're talking to was remarkable. And including having Joseph McClendon. I couldn't be more honored and grateful that he was there presenting yesterday morning. And I couldn't be, I would be lacking integrity if I didn't say I recognized the resonance of this organizational structure for parts of this communication information, even to Joseph. I felt the energy. I felt it resonate. I felt that there was value we were adding to his life too. He added so much value to my life. And in my heart, that felt so amazing. So this gentleman who's spoken to 4.5 million people, who's a neuropsychologist, who is explaining the distinctions of when we create pattern interrupts the way we're doing it, that it's creating a scotoma in somebody's brain and leaving space to break their conditioning and fill things in, and explaining why what we're doing works on a neuropsychological level. That was an amazing experience and created so much access and space to what we're doing here. So what does that translate to? It translates to this. If you're just creating your acceleration in the beginning, you're like, well, I can't talk to these really successful people. Of course you can. Of course you can. Because we're not telling people that they're not successful already. We're telling people this is why you're successful already. This is the language of how to replicate it and give it to other people more so. Or you can create your own language around it. But ours is just so much more evolved and developed. You can create your own iPhone. You could buy an iPhone. This is an iPhone of success. This is Google for success. This is what it's been done and mapped, thought through, and it's what it is. And it's evolving and accelerating just like the iPhone is, constantly. But it's what we're doing, and nobody else is doing this. So anybody want to comment on any of that or what's present for you? And guys, if you're in the airport, so only unmute and feel free to jump in.
Yeah, hey, Sean.
Oh, yeah, awesome. I heard a female voice to start. Let's go with the woman's voice, yes?
Yeah, hey, good morning. Thank you for the microphone and stage. This is Tiffany Armstrong.
Tiffany Armstrong, what's up?
Hey, what's up, Sean? So just what you said just really touched my heart. This weekend we were so close. I couldn't believe you're on the West Coast, and it was like, oh man, but it's okay. So our integrity was here because we had martial arts class here, and some friends of ours traveled down from Utah. And it was interesting being with the master trainer, with my close group here, and training. We were in the middle of the desert doing crazy training with cactus and stuff, and all of a sudden, it hit me. I'm like, I'm not getting results. And then we go to this park, and I'm like, okay, Tiffany, you need to speak up. I'm not getting the results I want to be getting and that my teammates are getting. And I'm like, all right, how can I use formula? So I stepped into it and used zone action and just spoke up. Didn't take too much time out of my other people that I train with. And through having zone action and just stepping in a formula and simplifying what I was saying, it enhanced all of ours. Actually, some of the people in my group had some of the same questions, just they didn't know how to phrase it because we're uncovering ground that no one else is. And so we got massive acceleration, and my test results doubled. So the answers that I got correct in my test were double than what they were 10 minutes before stepping into formula and applying to my martial arts. So thank you.
Tiffany, that's fantastic. Beautiful share. And, you know, being self-aware, not getting discouraged, asking yourself a better question of, hey, like, where am I outside the formula? Where can I get a major breakthrough right now? The power of those questions in the moment creates massive acceleration. Congratulations. Thank you. I heard some other voices when Tiffany was about to share. You're very welcome. Who else had something?
Yeah. Hey, Sean. Michael Smike in Caligula. So
Michael Smike in Caligula. What's up, brother?
So there's two things that I want to share. Number one, and this is a super amazing reminder that although you and I have been working together for 11 years, and constantly you are a source of reminder of example of possibility. When at Tony's party, when they had indicated that they were going to break through their $12 million record, I kind of sat back and scoffed, and I was like, wow, I'm like, they would be lucky to raise 12 million. And I started doing the math in the room to figure out what it would take. And I'm like, wow.
And also thinking of how much people had given in that room already. So for me, what came up was, how are they going to get, like, I had to how are they going to get here because of how much money people had already given. Okay.
Exactly. Yeah. And that was a big piece for me too. And then when I had seen the momentum that was being built inside the room, and I think within like 15 minutes, they had raised like $4.5 million. My immediate thought was, holy cannoli, they're going to do this. Like, I couldn't believe the speed with which they were able to gather all of these, donations and the momentum they were building up. I was blown away by that. And it was a reminder of the example of possibility that even if you doubt, it doesn't matter, right? People will find a way to do it. And so there's always example of possibility. There's always a way to get things done, even if you think it's impossible, right? So number one. Number two, I was very proud of you, right? Not many people say that. You know, I watched
let me drop in on number one real quick. The drop in number one is, and let's remember that what that money did is it's going to free 15,000 people from sexual slavery, many of whom are children, from sexual slavery. 15,000 slaves are going to be freed. Like, just let that land and absorb, because that's the why for this massive action, the transformation, sense of possibility. And also, if 15,000 can be freed, then 100,000 can be freed, because there's more slaves on earth today than ever before. And if we could free all the slaves, then we could also employ blind people, and we could change the rate on the unemployment to the blind. That's what's at stake. And so, go ahead, Michael, fire away on the second part.
Yep. So 100%, by the way, with regard to the why, it was beautiful and it was amazing and it was thought provoking, and it made me think about my own daughter and what I would do to those bastards if I ever caught them. But we'll put that aside for a second. So the second piece was I was very proud of you, right? So for 11 years, I've watched you, right, and do the thing that you do, and you're constantly innovating, you're constantly getting better. But there was a moment, and I thought Joseph was tremendous, right? And the two of you were like watching two masters go back and forth, talking about the content and making distinctions. And I loved Joseph's, 3 points on pattern interrupts and what it does, disruption, scotoma, and then ultimately the vacuum. It was beautiful, right? But there was a moment where you were discussing him and the 4 energies where he kind of took a step back. And I don't know if you caught this, I'm sure you did, but he goes, I love how you gave names to the energies. He goes, I called them dynamics, but you actually enlightened him and unblinded him, not necessarily to the fact that he does it, although that is a possibility, but to give it a name, to describe it, ripped it out of his unconscious mind and put it into his conscious mind, so that now he is perceiving exactly what it is that he does to achieve that level of success when he's engaging in disruptive energies to achieve the result that he ultimately wants to. So I was so proud to see that he was like blown away by that distinction. And I've always been blown away by the four energies and parts of the formula. So I wanted to bring that to the forefront. It was just beautiful to see awareness in a person who already has that level of mastery, who already has the neuroscience background, to see how that resonated.
Yeah, and what it also does is empowers Joseph to now go help people accelerate their duplication of him with a micro distinction, just like it's going to help us be able to explain why the pattern interrupt creates a catoma in a vacuum that people can step into, and the importance of that. And that's what the formula is about creating additional micro distinctions for more acceleration. So Michael, thank you, and your commitment and focus on the formula and your acceleration within it is always remarkable. All of us are imperfect, certainly me included. However, our commitment to acceleration and continued growth is what in many ways binds us, amongst other things. So thank you, brother. Or anybody else, we'll give 5 seconds for one more share, and then I want you to have your hand up for a second.
Hey, thank you, Sean. I'd like to call on Jen Ferris or Chinwei if they'd like to share. Jen, I'll support you in unmuting, and Chinwei if you'd like to as well. So Jen Ferris or Chinwei if you'd like to unmute, just give you the opportunity.
And while Jen and Chinwei are potentially unmuting, let's just say Jen had the opportunity to speak at Tony's birthday, and we are so proud of her. And so Jen, are you out there, or Chinwei?
Good morning, everybody. Yes, I'm here. Thank you so much.
Godfrey, what's cooking?
I'm overwhelmed with everything that has happened, and thank you for the opportunity to share. I felt all of your support in that room. I was incredibly nervous while I was trying to pay tribute to this man who had changed my life, really. And it was a challenging moment, even though I had practiced my talk so many times. The nerves just always overtake me. And I tried to stay in your formula, Sean, and I really did. When I felt my nerves overtaking me, I jumped into the fun energy, and I tried to bring out a lot of the goddess energy also. And I think I Zeused a lot of people there, so it was a really fun, and it was incredible moment, and I'm just honored to have been able to witness it and be amongst all of you. It was beautiful, and I apologize for not being able to attend your ecosystem merging and your public speaking sessions that were offered on Sunday. I was making a public declaration of my faith in Jesus, and I was proud to go get baptized yesterday, and so it was important for me. And
Jen, that's a whole lot more important. That's a whole lot more important than anything we did yesterday morning. And we were doing some important stuff yesterday morning, but what you were doing was even exponentially more important. And that's an incredible thing to hear, and congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Awesome. And Jen, you had, and we're going to see if Chinwei's ready to go, and then circle back to Fernando. Jen, if you don't have this in your heart, understand that you are no small part of helping to raise that $18 million and creating energy and love and momentum and acceleration and clarity and possibility in that room amongst so many other beautiful souls. So congratulations and thank you for doing that to inspire and to also help free 15,000 people. So thank you. So Chinwei, you out there?
Thank you, Sean. I am here.
Yeah. Hey, and I want to acknowledge Chinwei for your never-ending, incredible articulation, energy, flow. Your presence is felt in a quiet but amazing way when you do have the opportunity to have a microphone and speak. So what's happening?
Thank you, Sean. I just wanted to once again just thank you and the team first for making it possible, for encouraging people to step up and join the movement for Tony, to celebrate Tony's birthday with him. It was, as you said, an incredible opportunity to witness the power of human potential, to see what's possible for everyone. And I love that you continue to emphasize to us that this is not just about looking up to Tony in admiration or looking up to you in admiration, but look, when we look at you and we look at Tony, is remembering that this is possible for each and every one of us. And the formula is the tool and the vehicle that we use to get whatever we want. And so it's really up to us to apply what we're learning, to take this powerful resource and apply it. Day 2 was remarkable as well. Just the amount of value that you, Sean, and Joseph McClendon shared, incredible. Just taking step by step and talking about how to create rapport with an audience, and also how to disrupt patterns. And I agree as well with what Michael was saying about how you, at some point, again, just demonstrated your mastery in a beautiful way. And even Joseph, in all his mastery, saw some things that he had not seen. And so what's really present to me today is gratitude. I'm incredibly grateful to be a part of this movement. I'm grateful for all the people who are a part of this community. I'm grateful for the weekend, the opportunity this weekend to experience that with all of you. And I'm grateful for the formula, grateful to be in the program, just incredibly grateful. That's what's present for me today.
Thank you. And you're a leader. Just through and through at every level, and you're accelerating and expanding your leadership. So thank you, and I'm massively grateful for you and for everybody on this call. And just remember, for all of us, somebody like Tony Robbins, and this isn't a direct quote, it's my hallucination, but I think I've heard him say things like this. His greatest joy and dream is watching people create their dreams and bring other people to do the same. So his work stands for transformation and possibility in the world. He always talks about his desire to end human suffering, and ending human suffering is not just in freeing people from sexual slavery, which is just an obvious, unbelievable freeing of people from sexual slavery. But it's also to free people from the prison of their own minds, the limitations, the hatred, negativity, negative vibrational energy, which is out there, and to confront it, deal with it, accelerate through and work through, because all of us are going to hit that at some points. People are going to be like, who do you think you are? Like, what do you think you're doing? That's going to be present for people, and we need to keep moving forward. And we'll talk more about that as time moves along. And on this final, on this Monday morning, I want to acknowledge Fernando, Adam, and Jared. I can't stress enough what these remarkable people, and all the people from Unblinded, but these leaders, to watch the acceleration in each of them in different ways, their ego subjugation, their acceleration in the formula, them challenging me and helping me see things I'm not seeing and step up and break through. And what Fernando did at the end of yesterday, my God, he was light years from that space. Anybody's light years from that space 2 months ago. I don't know if anybody is better now getting up there and sharing truth and selling and influencing from a stage. It was remarkable what you did, Fernando. I couldn't be more proud. And Adam, my God, the people that you guys, Jared as well, were going up to and communicating with, creating disruptions with integrity, helping people see what they're not seeing, connecting and building rapport in incredibly time-constrained environments with immense self-mastery, influence, and process mastery. It's unbelievable. So Fernando, final, like, what's present for you? And I would love to hear from Adam and Jared real quick.
Thank you, Sean. First of all, very well received. You have shown me, a beautiful formula, and then you gave me, a Cliff Notes version, which is double your heart and be vulnerable. And one of the greatest distinctions I've gotten this year is that vulnerability and fun are superpowers. And what's present for me, and I want to pass the microphone over to Jared and Adam, is camaraderie. How we stand for each other, the love that we have. The greatest joy in my heart was to see, all our superheroes in mastery step into their greatness, be in the steps, help unblind others, and have them see what they're not seeing about mastery and this formula. Brought the greatest joy to my heart. I asked them if anyone needed any member of our team to support. And even though none of them said it, I can tell they didn't want that because they wanted to stand for themselves. And as I said in the beginning of the call, the greatest joy for Sean and for all of us at Unblinded is to see you win. So thank you for winning. Thank you for your yes. Thank you for your trust. Thank you for subjugating your egos. Thank you for learning. Thank you for this dream. And thank you for allowing us to rewrite humanity. This is everything I've ever wanted in the world. And Sean, your vision is impeccable. And I'm so grateful to be here, to be your protege, and more importantly, to be one of the leaders in this movement, because without all of you, this would not be what it was. So thank you from the bottom of my heart for your leadership, for being on this call, and for the love you have for each other. It is an absolute dream. I love you all.
Yeah, no, love you, brother. And Adam, anything President for you'd like to share?
Yes. Fernando said it. It was just really standing for each other, and the movement coming together, galvanizing, seeing so many people that we took through the process and were together and showed up at the boot camp, meeting people for the first time. Like you said, building deep emotional rapport, but seeing Fernando come into his own and speak from the heart, like you mentioned, that was definitely my greatest moment of the weekend. And also when we were in some challenging situations, like you said, approaching people in areas in which it wasn't the most optimal. Working with Fernando, having him help me get in state, using fun energy, and really just helping me accelerate my abilities and my confidence. So thank you, Fernando. Again, it was just really all about the team and standing for each other. But it was just overall an amazing, incredible weekend. Thank you, Sean, because without you, of course, none of this would be possible. And I have to acknowledge that.
Yeah, well, right back at you, brother. And your leadership is remarkable, just unspeakably remarkable. And for everybody out there, know that there's plenty of challenges ahead for you, for all of us. It's just like, it's what it is, right? Like, Tom Brady didn't win the Super Bowl this year. And I'm not a Patriot fan, I'm a Jet fan, but he stands for the absolute mastery. So sometimes in his craft, sometimes it doesn't work. We have challenges, we have things that come up. It wasn't easy to put together, even amongst, Jared, Adam, Fernando, and all the rest of the people. It's just not like you wave the magic wand. There's arduous moments and challenges, but we're stepping into momentum, and it's incredible to feel. And Jared, final, what's present for you, brother, as you're out there?
Yes, I'm here. Yeah, there's people in the movement that are on the plane. There's like at least 7 people on the plane right now that are on the phone. It's very good by itself. But present for me is camaraderie. I mean, the absolute commitment of the entire blinded team, the entire unblinded reason why what we're doing. I've never seen camaraderie at this phase. Never got started. So what's present for me, my friend, is you are a catalyst. The world better watch out, because we are just getting started. And it's also present today. We took a shot in honor of Sean Callagy this morning, and the shot had elderberry, ginger root, cayenne pepper, and an oil of oregano. That was an honor.
Thank you for that, and I will acknowledge the incredible work of Shannon, who jumped in late in the game and connected so many people. Kathy Gohart out in California came up and said she was just supporting so many people that otherwise couldn't have gotten to Tony's birthday with the tickets that Tony's World made available, we made available. Incredible. Kelly Hanna always willing to do everything from, helping communicate in the biggest rooms and brightest lights to sweeping the floors and just always being in service. And, Darcy and Craig and just so many remarkable, Ben Fox, of course. Water jumping on the plane and getting out there, just like everybody doing what they're doing. So listen, it's been a long one, but it deserved a long one. We're trying to keep it tight on some mornings. We'll go longer on others. I am immensely grateful. We'll pick up tomorrow on Trajectory Tuesday with all this acceleration. Talk to somebody about yourself today. Be in the formula. Talk about this movement. Get them on the huddle. Build your ecosystem. Let's accelerate together. Have an incredible ecosystem merger mastery Monday. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.